Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with a new deck profile for a format that many of you may have never heard of. It is 1103. It is the retro format of choice for our Asian community, mainly Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, I believe, Malaysia. My buddy Ting from Malaysia actually introduced me to this format, and I've been kind of looking at it. It is a format marked by a significant amount of floodgates and a lot of power. It is like a weird mixture of maybe some Tengu and like Dino Rabbit format, except they don't have any TCG exclusives. So that means no, what was it, Tour Guide, no Tengu itself, no Dolka, but Lagia is legal. Rescue Rabbit's at 3. Lagia is legal. Six Samurai is very strong, and there's a lot of stuff. Anyways, I have chosen to play a predominantly, I suppose, weaker deck for the format, and it is a water synchro style deck. Going into it, we do start with a Gen X Undyne engine. I think it's a lot of fun to be able to synchro and to Hyper Librarian and then just drop a the draw synchro every single turn and just get huge, huge swings. With that, we do run the two controllers. Now, this is important because in this format, Fishport Blaster is at 3. I did opt for 2 copies. Maybe it should be 1 copy, and that would open up some space for a few other cards. I opted for 2 because DD Crow, in the deck list I've seen, DD Crow is a very popular card in 2 or 3 copies. And not that Fishborg is like the card of the deck, but like it's pretty much needed for all of your combo plays. Um, Essentially, and it basically turns on the other like 3 engines in the deck, which for the second engine I'm running is actually a quick swap frog engine with 1 Treeborn and 1 Rodent Totem. So the Treeborn, another Gen X Undyne target, but it is the card that comes back every single turn, obviously, but then allows you to synchro with your Fishboard Blaster to essentially bring out. I can't remember this card's name to save my life, and I need to pull it out because I'll have it here in a second. Here you go, Formula Synchron. You get to synchron Formula Synchron every single turn. So every turn you're recuperating or recouping some type of draw resources or whatnot. And then Rodentone there for an additional Swap Frog send, a Gen X Undyne send, but then you get to do cool plays where your Rodentone overlays with Swap Frog. You can overlay with Formula Synchron to bring out either Daigusto Phoenix or the Gachi Gachi Gentatsu. So it's just, another good send that just does a lot of things with the deck. And then actually, this is probably my favorite part, is legitimately bringing out 3 Cloudy and Turbulence and 1 Smoke Ball. So what's cool about this is that turn 1, you summon Undyne, send Fishborg, and you get controller to your hand. So you actually went +1. The second turn, you summon Cloudy and Turbulence, special summon Smoke Ball. You have level 1, which means now you can special summon Fishborg Blaster. So Fishborg plus Turbulence is level 5 for your Hyper Librarian. Well, your Smoke Ball is still in the field, which means Formula Synchron. So, which means you're drawing 2 cards. So it's actually kind of cool to have this, clouding engine that um, does stuff, I guess. I think that's pretty unique and pretty cool. To kind of mix with everything, I do run 1 Junk Synchron. It's cool dark, um, which is important that's dark, but, it brings back any of your level 1s, brings back the Swap Frog to allow, again, those level 5 synchros. The If you bring back Treeborn, you some junk Synchron bring back a Fishboard without having to discard, and then they get to Synchron to Formula Synchron, and then, I don't know, maybe junk Synchron just stays on the board. You can do anything with it. I do run just some generically good cards. Trag, because sometimes you do just kind of dead draw. I've noticed there are just weird hands with this deck. You're playing 3 normals, 2 Fishborgs, and like the rodent toad, and that sometimes they just don't do a whole lot. You do draw them, so this Trag, you can summon it and it just sits at big attack thresholds, and it's nice because it also does help get over those pesky Logias and other things that are in the format. And then obviously the Gores too. Gores are really good. Now I do run 2 more tuners. being a glow up bulb and the spore. I opted from putting in a full plant package because Lone Fire's at 2 and then Dandelion's at 1. I didn't want all of it because the Dandelion's good. You can still discard the Fishborg for the Dandelion, or discard the Dandelion for the Fishborg. Get the tokens, but outside of specifically these, you can't do anything with the tokens, right? I don't have a main deck Caius. I do have Caius on the side, but I don't have it in the main. I can't really do anything with the tokens because sub is banned. So, they'd get on board and then they just kind of sit there, and I don't really want that. And then I do run the one Chaos Sorcerer, which is a little strange because there's no light monsters here. But in the extra deck, and I guess I'll just kind of say it now, this format also has Formula Synchron at 3. So you're running the. Oh, I dropped some cards. You're running the 3 Formula Synchrons, but you also have the 3 or no, what else? Armory Arm. So I run Armory Arm too. And maybe there's a few other things I need to have as well, but that is what I have for the monster lineup. Let's move these somewhere out of the way with this shaky camera. And the reason I actually opted for this deck over anything else is because of this very specific card. Is I play 3 Avarice, which is also at 3. I just think it's really cool that you can have this like synchro deck um that just draws cards every turn. 1 to 2 cards, always drawing, and then you can just go, oh, by the way, Avarice, and then just redo everything all over again. I think that's crazy. 3 upstarts, because you want to get your combo stuff. Oppression is legal in this format, and it seems that all the main decks, like the top decks, are probably playing Oppression. So I do main the 2 MSTs. Heavy Storm's banned, but I play the Trunade. I don't know. I kind of went back and forth on the Trunade as I was kind of testing. Again, I've never played this format. I've never done anything with it, but Trinade is kind of like I hate going -1 with the Trinade, but you need it. Again, the floodgates in this format are very strong. The trap lineups, it still has Dust Shoot, still has all the discard traps, has triple Solemns, Mirror Force Torrent, all the normal stuff. The bottomless is compulses. I think Book of Moon's at 1. But again, then you do also have the oppression that is legal and allowed decks run. So I did opt for all the spell trap removal in this format that is allowed. Dark, so the Allure Darkness, the Genex controller is searchable. Dark Hole, I don't know if Dark Hole has to be a main deck card. Again, I opted for it because a turn one like Laggy or something, you need a way to easily break the Lagia's effect. And I think Dark Hole is probably the easiest way to accomplish that. Reborn's legal, so we do play the one Reborn. Play the one Foolish because it's incredible, right? It just sends the Fishborg if for some reason you don't have anything else. Sends Treeborn if for some reason you can't send that. Ronin Toden. Um, maybe that's it. Maybe Foolish actually isn't right. Who knows? I've never played. And 1-for-1, that is definitely right. Oh, Foolish. There's the Spore and the Glow Bulb. Foolish is correct. And then so is the 1-for-1. So that's it for the spells. And then that only leaves just very little room for the traps. I did want to make them quick play, I guess. And I wanted a 3rd discard trap, but I actually only own 2 being Swarm Blast. And then I do main deck a 1 Aoi. I think at one point, a few days ago, I was at 2 copies, I think. I do side deck the 2nd copy now. But it was just like this weird situation where Aoi just kept sitting on the board for like multiple copies. And I found I just somehow, some way, some reason could never get the water monster on board to send with Aoi. So I ended up dropping it down. And then I don't know anything about this format, so this side deck is just triple Kai's because it seems good, right? It's frog cards. Why wouldn't it be good? Triple Fiend, double Prison, the double warnings, 1 judgment. Good cards going first. Good card going first. You see a lot of other cards in hand, so I threw these in. And then the Mirror Force and Torrent. And then here's probably like the fun part of the deck that I think is like the fun part. So I do have 2 Gotcha and 1 Daigusto. This is important because it does actually allow you to bring it out. So you can go, you can get double Formula Synchron on board or whatever, and then you can actually detach a Formula Synchron, which puts it. Why is my camera moving around like that? I don't really understand. Um, Oh my gosh. Well, it moves the stuff around, right? It gets lights back. It lowers monster count on board while getting like your Formula Synchron or your Rodent Totem or whatever into the graveyard. Gotchi probably should only be a one of in favor of the is it shooting Quasar Dragon or whatever? That's like two level five synchro monsters and a tuner or something like that is what it should be, I believe. And also, I don't own a Trishula, so there should be attrition here, but there's not. Three Formula Synchrons. I found that when I do Goldfish with this deck, I use all three every game. Some games I use two, three of them in a turn. Some games it's kind of like one per turn and they just kind of wall, but it gets me there. Uh, Librarian is a card that is at three in this format. I'm only playing two, because Catastor is probably really good too. Uh, so I do play the one of Catastor. Cool card. I have a Black Rose, which is also at three. I would like more Black Rose because obviously, like, these two is level seven. It's a quick play Black Rose, but I've kind of seen that with maybe three Pot of Avarice, maybe three Black or more than one isn't needed. But I do think that if I were to like make this deck to perfection and take this format seriously, I'd probably be on two Black Rose for sure. One Mistworm, maybe, sure, why not? Scrap Dragon and Stardust are the level 8s of choice. The one of Armorium that I talked about, this does come out a lot. What is going on? I don't know why this is happening, but it is. And then one Brio. So it can happen. It's fine. That is it for the deck profile. I guess I'll have to put the Discord link to the 1103 format. When it comes to LDS or any other formats, I do plan on actually bringing this deck. So I'll bring this to the LDS. If anyone just wants to throw something together for fun, maybe I will try to record some gameplay at locals if I can get someone else to build this format just for fun. But that's it. If you guys have any suggestions, any concerns, any questions, whatever, put it in the comments. I need more comments to pop off for me. But thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.